sculpture.
Okay, we've got this beautiful
a bust, is it?
a bust, yes.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful, but also
Can
it's
you
very.
see it?
Yes, thank you. Mother.
It's from another artist, which it's on YouTube. I saw him. It was on Instagram on Reels, which was amazing. The way he drawn. He draws that with pencil. It's pencil drawing.
Oh,
Can you see, Jane? Can you
yes,
see
I can.
correctly?
Perfectly, thank you.
So look, you have that. Well, to start, that will be really easy. So because it's so busting, it's so easy to make those. Look, you have the triangle shape of the head. There. The neck. Here. And the bust here, which is under that hair. So it's somewhere here, and then get it like that. So a small one to start with. I can always make it larger, but to start with small and get the movement, the shape of it. And the chin, which moves there, and then obviously that's not a straight line because it's a line which encompasses her eyebrow, the nose, which stands here on that line with the eyebrow. You have very close the nose there, and then the lip, upper lip, and the lower lip. And that makes, I made the lip quite big actually, so to fit this, I'm increasing the jaw, making the jaw a bit bigger to fit that big lip that I've done here. And she's doing she's
pouting.
yes, patting, yes. Is that patting, yes?
Victoria Beckham style.
Yes. And then you have the eye here, looking right there. And the other eyebrow, which is at the same line, is, so it's higher, that is slightly higher, that eyebrow here, or a bit further up there. And then you have the hair. And neck is quite dark, all of that needs to go very dark to fit the shadow here, the bust there. So again, yes, I've done it a little bit too small there, in the case that, in the meaning that the head quite small, or quite not as narrow, or not as wide as it needs to be. So I'll bring it down a bit more here to leave more space for, and then have the girl here. Have the girl right up there. Okay, so a bit more space for the top of the head. I don't know why I've stretched it so much, so high. There. She's wider, and all that area is in the shadow. And you have the eyebrows here, the other one there, and then face here, and some shadow on the side here. And hair, the waves, the wave of the hair here, right here, and then some nose, just to put the nose, or to get the nose, get the line, the outline, or at least the angle of the nose there. And the lip, I think, are a bit further up. I dragged it down a bit more. There. Lip, and a bit smaller eye, and quite a big eye here, and that is really just about, you just about see the other eye. There. A bit wider here, wider there, and the shadows of the forehead here, which you can always come back and do because she does have those muscles here on the forehead, which goes like that, and muscle here, and forehead there, and you have the top of the nose, the rounded bit here of her forehead, cheek, sorry, getting the eye and the eyebrow here, which is quite. How you said it, Nina? Pat, yes.
Pout.
Oh, pout is on the lips, not on the ears, of course, yes. And the ear. Look, the ear is at the same horizontal line as. It's really low. Keep an eye on the ear because it's very misleading here. You think that it's quite high or somewhere here. It cannot be. It's just there. It's the way that she's moving the head must be there. And the end of the lip is there. So you got there. That's the ear, hair, and the neck. Well, that's the design of it, and doesn't mean that's a lot more work to be done here, which is basically just trim the because it's quite wide at the top, so trim it from that side. There you are. Nina, can you see it?
Yeah. Okay.
There. And then coming back now with a bit more pout. Get that line there because that makes a look older, that line moving there. And then top of the eyeball, and the ball of the eye that we see that way. Then you have the eyebrow here, and top of her hair, and getting that line there. Trimming it on that side. Make it also smaller just to make it cute and also manageable so you can finish it quickly. And a bit of cheekbone. But it's a beautiful drawing, isn't it? It's almost like 3D. That shows the skills of the artist. And a bit of neck. And I would guess now it's just a matter of, let's say if I could spray that now and start adding shadows, darker shadows. Yeah. Darker the line here and darker the line there, and then the jaw, the ear itself here, and dark here. That's the design. That's the shape of it. Now it's just a matter of working with your shadows. How do you see it?
It's a difficult one, I think.
It is. Yeah, it's not easy. Yes, of course it is. But that's the shape of it. That's the shape of star. All right. A few changes here. As the nose is going too far down. So it's up here. The lips are we have that end of the lip going upwards. There's a shadow, which it's a cast shadow of the lip upon the jaw. End of the jaw here. So the nose moves up near the nostril here. There. Top of the nose, which is bright. That has gone too dark, obviously, that middle here. And then you got that line there, which is top of the nose again. Then a lot brighter than that. There. Now the flesh tone goes right there, makes it a bit more rounded. And the eye, could move it here, smaller. You got the eyebrow and the eye socket. Bit of a half tone here. And that cheekbone area. It's quite dark. Darker here, which will give the side of the head. And then you have the hairline. I'll bring it a bit further. down the head, so I can have a bit more space to develop the hair. There, I think that's better. That's enough. So hair, make it a bit fluffier and going upwards. Now keep an eye onto the end of the nose here. Sorry, the end of the lip. Difficult to say things correctly when you're actually working. But I'm trying. Then you have dark shadow here. On the end of her eyeball. There. Highlight. And then eyelid, upper eyelid, the nose ends up here, a bit cutting the nose, bringing up, not cutting it but just restricting it because it was too long. And lower eyelid, again lip, and then highlight here under the eye, highlight under the eye here. There, that's quite bright. Lower lip, a bit sharper, the distinction between lower and higher lip, upper lip. Again, lower lip here. Now that line which connects or distinguishes the flesh line, it's really not, almost not at all as a line as such. No? It's just flesh tone really. And you have the nostril. Then I've darkened that much more than I should have. Give it a bit of a lighter tone here. Lighter tone here on the hair. Now the curls will have to be a little bit more detailed here, and there's no line right here. You can get rid of those lines, and you have loads of all that light here under her shoulder, the cast shadow of the head upon the shoulder here. That's also very dark. Dark here. Yeah, I've called it Adam's apple, but women do not have that. Well, how to make it? Well, they do have it, but it's not as imposing as it is on men. So a bit, but just to make sure that what we're talking about here. So that's why I'm calling it the Adam's apple here. And I've gone too bright there. I shouldn't. Just a bit of a straight line there. Get that here, darker, as in not darker but highlight. A bit more of an angular shape there. And yes, I think the nose is further up to start with, so up there, and a little bit less of an eye. The eyes just about there. And then you have the eyebrow here. And I don't think we need that at all, actually, as in this one we don't need that line. Just bring it, get rid of it completely. There. And that shape here, or the jaw. The jaw here. It's quite highlighted at the jaw up here. And then the neck. That line of the neck, which is basically the neck muscle here, this one. Okay, Okay, I think I've gone too bright on those areas here, so what I'll do, I'll spray it and then come with some darker shadows. But before spraying it, we need to do highlight, to get the highlights wherever we can. Yes, there, highlights, keep light the background, although I could darken it. Well, let's do that. Let's do what I'm always inclined to do here, which is basically just bring that through another means, do the line through another means, just darken the background really. Don't have to go that harsh. Bit lighter on my touch here. There. Scratch the paper a little bit there. The cast shadow of the lip, lower lip. Okay, just a bit of a spray. Just a bit of spray, just a touch of spray. There you are. Leave it for a few seconds. Emphasize the chin, cheekbone, dark on that side of the different or elongate charcoal with some sharpened charcoal. You can add some lines if you wish, but those lines have to be incorporated and they shouldn't be darker than the shadows themselves, otherwise they attract too much attention. That line there, or that curl there, you have some, again, those dark lines, they should be within the darkness of the shadows. And then obviously the neck needs to go darker. And that's part of a darker cheek or jaw, jaw. Again, it's after a very, very amazing artist on Instagram, which I actually forgot even the name, because as soon as I saw that I said, lovely technique, and let's do something resembling that. It's very similar to the way I approach drawing. He's a lot more precise, the artist on Instagram, forgot the name actually, and he uses pencil, which I tend not to use because it creates that beautiful structure on the pencil. And I forgot to mention that this portrait is taken or is drawn after a sculpting, for as far as I can see. It's not a model who stayed for the artist, in my opinion. Okay, I don't know if that's the case, but for sure, but it looks like, from the shadows that he's using. Okay, well, there's not much more to be done, to be honest. Just give that a little darker tonal value, and then the ear is within a shadow, and then there, and some highlights here between the eyebrow and the eye, and we are we're done. Don't want to stretch it because the more you work sometimes, the more you lose the freshness. And I do have that tendency to sometimes lose, if not most of the times, lose the freshness of the drawing. And then move it somewhere else, make it tiring to look at. Or a bit too much, let's say. So I'll leave it at this stage and we'll see you on the next one. What's the date today? It's the 7th. Alright, see you on the next one then. Regional. And the drawing. See you on the next one.